witches, it's Taya. I am here today with a Folklore Friday segment, and in these segments I like to read some folklore, some mythology if you will, and have a little bit of fun with it and see what we can learn and take from our practice. So today I'm going to be reading to you from an illustrated treasury of Scottish folk and fairy tales by Theresa Breslin. This one right here. I love this book. There's a series of 3 books. This is the first one. And today we're going to read a fable. It's a tale from the Western Isles, the beautiful Hebridean Islands that lie off the coast of Scotland in the waters of the Atlantic, and whose next door neighbor to the west is America. It's called The Eagle and the Wren. And we'll read this through, and then I'd like to sort of take a few minutes to digest it and see sort of what can we take from this fable today and implement in our practice or use to sort of build our practice. So let's get started. The Eagle and the Wren. A mighty eagle and a little wren began to talk one day. "I am the greatest bird of the skies," the mighty eagle boasted, "and all others must bow down before me." "What makes you so great?" asked the little wren, "that you think other birds should honor you in this way?" "Look at my magnificent wings," said the mighty eagle. He preened his feathers and spread out his huge wings. "Are these not the widest wings of any bird you have seen?" "They are very wide indeed," the little wren agreed, "but I don't know if that makes you the greatest bird of all." "I am the greatest bird because I can rise higher in the sky and see further than any other bird," declared the mighty eagle. "I'm not so sure about that," replied the little wren. "Are you not indeed?" The mighty eagle laughed scornfully. "I challenge thee to rise higher in the sky and see further than me." And with a noisy flapping of his wings, the mighty eagle took off. He flew round in circles several times to get properly airborne, and while the eagle was doing this, the little wren flew straight up into the air. As the mighty eagle rose into the sky, he said, "Little wren, where are you now?" "Above thee," replied the little wren. And the mighty eagle flapped his wings harder and climbed upwards. "Little wren," said the mighty eagle, "I can see the Isle of Skye and the Cuillins." "So can I," said the little wren, "but I see further still. I can also see the Isle of Mull and the Isle of Aona and the Isle of Staffa with the famous cave of Fingal." The mighty eagle was astonished that such a small bird as the wren could match pace with him in this way. He beat his wings and flew even higher than before. "Now I can see the Oban and the whirlpool of the Curragh-Ricken," he said. "So can I," said the little wren, "but I see further still. I can also see Loch Lomond and Glasgow City and Stirling Castle." Up and up the eagle soared, and when he was sure he'd left the wren far below, he called out, "Little wren, I can see the castles of Edinburgh and Balmoral." "So can I," said the little wren, "but I can see further still. I can also see Avonmore and Aberdeen and Loch Ness." The mighty eagle was furious. With a tremendous effort, he strained and spread his wings as wide as possible and mounted as high as he could into the sky. He thought that the tiny wren could never keep up with him now, and so he shouted in his loudest voice, "I can see from Haddington to the High Highlands." "So can I," said the little wren, "but I see further still. I can see from the far Shetlands to the border country. I see all of Scotland." "I don't understand," said the mighty eagle. "I am the greatest bird of the air and king of the skies, yet I cannot rise any higher or see further than I do now." "But I will always be able to see more than you," said the little wren. "How can that be?" the mighty eagle asked. And the little wren replied, "Oh, mighty eagle, I am higher in the sky and can see further, for I am nestled among your feathers on your back above thee." And there's a picture of the mighty eagle, and there's the little wren nestled on his back. I love this little fable. I've heard similar stories told, not necessarily in a Scottish tale, but just in a general idea of the eagle and the wren and the bird sitting on the eagle's back, and the higher he gets, he just can't seem to outpace this wren, who it turns out is sitting on his back all along. So what can we take from this to sort of build our practice? I mean, it's just a children's story, a fable, but I think that there's always, you know, something to take. So the first thing that I sort of pulled from this is not to be boastful, because we don't always know the position of others. And that could be a literal position, like the wren was literally sitting on top of the eagle. He was literally above the eagle, and no matter what the eagle did, the wren would always be higher. And the eagle didn't take time to find out what was the position of the wren. He just sort of assumed that he knew where the wren was, and obviously it didn't turn out that way. So not to be boastful, right? We don't always know the position of other people. And not to compare, because we all have our own view. And again, quite literally the view in the story, they each had their own view, and the eagle's constantly trying to compare. I can see farther, I can do better, I can do more. And again, we all have our own view, and you don't always know where the other person is coming from, so don't compare. And I think that's an important one, especially in witchcraft. I think we all spend a lot of time comparing what was everybody else doing, right? And oh, check out that Instagram feed, and oh, her practice looks amazing, and why doesn't mine look like that? And but we don't always know where that other person is literally coming from. So I think that is an important sort of takeaway, is not to compare, and to just be solid with yourself and know where you yourself are coming from, and not worry about how that relates to everybody else. And finally, that quick wit and wisdom will rise above brute strength. Again, I just, you know, there's so many fables out there, and that's always sort of one of those outcomes, right? Is that the thinking in the brain will always outwit the physical brute strength, like the tortoise and the hare, right? So yeah, so those are just a few kind of takeaways that I think are, you know, things that you can use to build a practice, good life lessons, if you will. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed our little Folklore Friday with our fable of the Eagle and the Wren, and we'll see you again next week for another video. Make sure that if you want to check it out, that you click the subscribe button so that you can sort of catch up with everything that we're putting out, and give this video a like if it was up your alley. All right, mwah. Thanks so much, you guys.